Hi everyone and welcome to my channel. Today we are going to be creating some very colorful and beautiful Easter decor using mostly Dollar Tree supplies. I hope you enjoy today's video and find tons of inspiration, and if you haven't done so already, I would love for you to click that subscribe button and the notification bell below the video so you'll be notified the next time I upload a new video. For our first project, we are using this sign from Dollar Tree or frame from Dollar Tree. It is 7.5 inches wide by 11.5 inches. We are going to remove all of the embellishments, including the hanger from the back. And then we're going to sand that down to cover those holes up and give this 2 coats of white chalk paint. Now I want my project to have a very finished look, so I'm going to cover the back using some craft paper. And I'm going to attach that using just a regular glue stick, just making sure I really get those outside edges so it'll have a nice seal. Then we could place this back into our frame. And have you guys seen these absolutely precious eggs from Dollar Tree? They come in a pack of 2 and they have this shiplap design. I was able to find blue, purple, and pink. We're going to use one of each for this project, and I'm going to hot glue an egg to the outside edge and then one to the opposite side. And for our third egg, we're going to attach it on top of the other 2 eggs right in the center. Don't worry about the holes at the top. We're going to cover those up using these beautiful felt fabric gingham bunnies from Dollar Tree. Now they have the cutest colors. I was able to find the blue and the purple and the pink, and they match perfectly with these eggs. So I'm just going to line them up in the center and try to make sure that the ears will be able to cover up the holes at the top of the eggs, and then glue each one down, coordinating with the color of the egg. Now this project was super easy, but I love how it turned out. It is so pretty. And if you have a vinyl cutting machine or a Cricut machine, you could definitely add your children's name or your grandchildren's name to this, and how adorable would that be? For this project, we're going to be using some styrofoam eggs. I actually found these at Dollar General for $1. You get 10 of those. We're going to be using 5 and cut those down to various lengths. And I'm going to be using this creamer that I purchased at Dollar General last year. It has a farmhouse design on one side and then it's blank on the back, but you could use any container of your choice. I'm going to put a piece of pool noodle from Dollar Tree. It fits perfectly down inside of this. And then I can add all of my eggs at different heights, making sure that the ribbon bow is facing towards me. Then I'm going to be using some of this gorgeous decorative mesh from Dollar Tree. It has just a hint of color with beautiful white specks on it. I'm going to cut down 2 pink at 12 inches and 2 purple at 12 inches. Gather it together in the middle, hold that middle piece and kind of fold it in half. Then we can tuck that middle piece down inside of our container, and I'm going to alternate the color, and then I'll turn it around and do the same thing on the back, alternating the colors behind, like putting the purple behind the pink and the pink behind the purple. Again, super easy and simple project, but I love the colors in this. I love how it turns out, and it looks really cute with our previous project. For our next project, I am using 2 of these plaster figurines. I found these at Dollar General for $1 a piece. Dollar Tree does carry some. They're a different shape. These have Happy Easter on the carrot. I'm going to give those a base coat of white chalk paint. Now I know they're already white, but I want to make sure everything matches, and you'll know what I'm talking about a little bit later on in the project. Now once that dries, I started off by using some colored Sharpies. Now these worked perfect for the eyes and the eyelashes, the nose, and then the indentation for the little mouth. But when it came to the ears and the carrot itself, it's like the marker was drying up and it wasn't giving me a really nice finished look. So I went ahead and continued with this bunny with the marker, and then I decided it just looked too splotchy. I didn't like the outcome, so I'm going to go back over it with some acrylic paint, and I'm using Cameo Pink, Spice Pumpkin Orange, and Ivy Green. This gave me the look that I was going for. Now I did have to go back and touch up some of the areas where the lines were not as crisp as I wanted them to be. And then once that dries, I'm going to take some white paint, wipe most of that off on a napkin or paper towel so that I'll be able to bring out that raised lettering on the carrot that says Happy Easter. So I just lightly went over that and it brings all of those letters out. And this punny is so precious. It is absolutely adorable. I did the same thing with the other bunny. Now we're going to take 2 glass jars from Dollar Tree and we're going to paint the lids with 2 coats of white chalk paint, and I painted the inside and outside of the lid. Allow it to dry, then we're going to seal it with some Mod Podge. This is going to protect that rim on the inside from chipping when you're taking your lid on and off of your jar. And I went ahead and put the Mod Podge on the top of the lid as well. Once that dries, we're going to take our cute little bunnies, we're going to attach those to the lids, and I'm using a combination of Gorilla Glue for a nice permanent hold and some hot glue just to hold it in place till that Gorilla Glue sets up. So I did set those on there in the center and let them sit for a couple of hours. And now you can decorate your jars however you like. You could fill them up with candy, your favorite Easter candy, or you can decorate them for home decor. You can add in some Spanish moss and some of Dollar Tree's twine carrots for a more neutral looking Easter decor. And how cute is this with this bunny that I made last year? I'll leave that video linked up above and in the description box if you want to see that. Or you can add in some Easter grass and some colorful eggs for a nice pop of color. And how precious are these jars? The possibilities are endless with these as to how you can use them. We are using one of Dollar Tree's 14-inch square wreath forms and some 2.5-inch ribbon, color of your choice. I'm going to glue this down to the wreath form, and then I'm going to wrap it around, overlapping the previous ribbon. So you want to do this about halfway. You only need to apply glue at the beginning and then some at the corners so that you'll be able to hold that down in place. So I just added a little bit of glue right there at the corner once I get that wrapped over to make sure that the ribbon will stay in place and that it's nice and tight. Then a little bit on the other side to make sure it stays nice and flush to the wreath form. Then you'll continue to wrap it, overlapping it about halfway, and then you only need to add glue at the end. So at the beginning, in the corners, and at the end. And you'll see why it's pretty important not to add glue in between some of those other areas in just a little bit. Once I get my final piece glued down, we're going to use some of Dollar Tree's decorative mesh in blue, pink, and purple. I'm going to cut these down to 6-inch pieces using Dollar Tree's little rotary tool, and I'm going to cut 11 sets of 3. So you'll have 11 sets with each of those colors. So it'll be about 33 pieces. On the back side of the wreath form, the flat part, we're going to take that decorative mesh, we're going to gather it together in the center, fold it over, and the piece that's folded in the middle, we're going to attach under the folds of our ribbon where they're overlapping. And we're going to add a little bit of glue to hold that in place and push that ribbon down. I'm going to alternate colors. So I'm going to, again, gather it in the middle, fold it over, take that middle piece, and glue it underneath the next fold of ribbon. I'm using the pink, and then I put a blue, then a purple, then a pink, blue, purple, so on and so forth, until I get around the entire wreath form. I love this decorative mesh because it's not an overbearing color, it's just a very light hint. And how cute is this? You could leave it as is, but we're going to make it even more colorful by taking some Dollar General plastic eggs, because Dollar Tree did not have any when I went to Dollar Tree, so I ended up getting these at Dollar General. They come in a pack of 26 for $2, and you will need 28 eggs. I'm going to glue this down starting in the corner so I can make sure everything is lined up. Again, I'm going to make sure that I have my color combination going the same way. So once I had all my colors lined out, I ended up doing like a yellow, orange, blue, purple, pink, green, and then started back again at the yellow. Glued each one closest to the middle of the wreath form, and they're nice and tight, and again, it'll take about 28 eggs. You could leave it like this, but we're going to add something to the middle. We're going to take one of Dollar Tree's wood bunnies, give it a base coat of white paint, and then we're going to cover it with a very beautiful napkin that I found at Dollar General. This is a 2-ply, so you want to remove the white backing from that and just be super careful not to rip the napkin in the front. Then we're going to add some Mod Podge right on top of our base coat of white. Really make sure you get the edges so it doesn't peel up. Then we can add our napkin directly on top of that. You do not want to rub it. You just want to pat it down. Make sure everything is adhering. Then taking the same brush with the Mod Podge, we're gently going to go over it to try to push out some of the wrinkles. Now mine had a lot of wrinkles on it, so I tried to push out as much as I could. Once that Mod Podge completely dries, take a sanding block or a piece of sandpaper and go in one direction on the outside edge to take that extra napkin off. If you have a lot of excess napkin like I did, you could take some scissors to get it a little bit closer, go back and sand all of the edging. For some of those really hard to reach areas like the toes and right there where the cheeks are, you could use a fingernail file. So now you're going to flip your wreath form over. We're going to take some ribbon and create a hanger on the back, and I'm just going to use some hot glue for this. Then we can take our bunny that we made, and I did end up putting napkin on the back side because I did not like that crease going across. So I went ahead and did a base coat on the back and covered that in napkin as well, trying to get a few less wrinkles. We're going to attach this to the back using some hot glue. I placed that where all of the pieces are touching the wreath form. Just hold it in place until your glue sets up. You could use a more permanent glue if you want a more permanent hold, but hot glue was fine for me for this project. I think the colors in this napkin matched perfectly with these eggs. I love all of the colorfulness. It just makes me happy, but I would love to know what you guys think of this project. Project number 5, we are using some of Dollar Tree's wood ornaments. We're going to use the chicks and the eggs. You'll need 5 of each. I'm laying some painter's tape out with the sticky side up and then attaching it to my silicone mat so I can be able to place all of these on there and paint them without them moving around. Gave the chicks 2 coats of white chalk paint. The eggs I'm painting in a violet color. Once those dry, I will go back and fill in the feet on the chicks with my orange Sharpie, or you can use some acrylic paint. Then I'm using a white paint pen to add dots to all of the eggs. Once that thoroughly dries, you can flip them over. You're going to want to paint the back side the exact same color or whatever color of your choice. I'm going to paint 3 12-inch wood dowels white. Now you only need 2. I wasn't sure exactly how many I was going to need, so I painted 3 of those. We're using this sign from Dollar Tree. It measures 6.5 inches square on the outside edges. I'm going to remove the paper from the backing just because I don't want that lettering to come through. Then I'm using this gorgeous scrapbook paper from Hobby Lobby. I'm lining it up so I can make sure my design is exactly where I want it to be on the backing, and then I can attach this using some Mod Podge. You do not have to go over the paper with Mod Podge, but I did decide to go ahead and do that just so that it would not scratch or peel off. Add this back into your frame. Then we're going to cut down our wood dowels to 5 5/8 of an inch. That is the inside measurements of the frame itself. And I'm using my handheld miter shears to do this. And I have that linked in my Amazon store, which is in my description box below if you're interested. You're able to get 2 of those out of 1 dowel, so that's why you only need 2 dowels. Sand those ends down so they're nice and straight. We're measuring 1 3/4 of an inch from each of the corners, and I'm making a tiny mark. You're going to do that on all 4 sides so that you'll know where to apply your dowels. Hot glue those down and then add the other 2 directly on top. You guessed it, we are making the cutest tic-tac-toe board. Make sure to go back and erase all of your pencil marks. And how precious is this? You could paint these in so many different colors, in so many different designs. These would make such cute gifts to put in an Easter basket for your children or grandchildren. I love how this project turned out. You guys, if you have a favorite out of today's video, let me know in the comments down below. I always love to know which one is your favorite. Thank you so much for spending time with me today. Please take care, and I will see you guys next time.